So, bug life cycle. I already taught the software testing life cycle, right? Testing life cycle. Software testing life cycle is a 100% interview question, and for the software testing life cycle, for the test plan, you have to note down the contents of the test plan. If you tell the contents of the test plan, that's enough in the interview. That is an interview question, software testing life cycle, STLC. Okay, and this is bug life cycle is also part of the STLC, and this bug life cycle also will come in the interview. Bug life cycle also come in the interview. So, what is bug life cycle? Bug life cycle is in the process of defect finding to the defect closing. Defect finding to the defect closing. The defect finding to the defect closing, different stages the defect will be moved. That is called bug life cycle. So, okay, in the process of defect finding to the defect closing, the defect goes to different milestones or different stages. Defect undergoes different states is called bug life cycle. Different from the defect finding to the defect closing. Suppose if you found if a test engineer has executed a test case, and if the test engineer has found a new defect, he will put the status as new. So, actually, where he will put the status as new, test engineers, the developer, in between the developer and test engineers, there will be one tool called Quality Center or Jira. Quality Center or Jira is a defect tracking tools. Quality Center or Jira. Quality Center or Jira. Those are Quality Center or Jira. These are defect tracking tools. Okay. There will not be direct interaction between the developer and test engineer. Is an interface. Tool is an interface. But whenever the test engineer has found a defect, and he will put the status as new. In the bug life, what is it? In the quality center, defect tracking tool. One field you have, that is status. Status is a list box. List box means I had already told you how the list box will be. I had already told you, right? When you click on this list box, some list will be open, right? Here there are different statuses are there for the defect. New, assign, open, fixed, reject, reopen. Different statuses are there, right? So, whenever test engineer has found a defect, he will put the status as test engineer will put the status as new. Whenever the test engineer has put the status as new, the development lead will check, and the development team immediately assign to the particular developer. The developer who worked on this defect, the development lead will assign that particular defect to the particular developer. Assign to the particular. So, once the developer has opened this defect, the open means if the defect is truly a defect, the developer open means developer will work on that defect. Right? So, and what is it? Once he worked on that defect, developer will fix the defect. Developer will change the status as fixed. Here in the tool, the developer will check the status as fixed. So, whenever the developer has put the status as fixed, the test engineers will check in the tool, and immediately test engineers will retest that defect. Retest that. If the developer has truly fixed the defect, if the developer has truly fixed the defect, and the test engineer put the status as close. Close. Put the status as close. Suppose test engineers has test this defect and the developer has not fixed that defect properly, then the test engineers will put the status as reopen, right? Reopen means again the developer will fix, right? So developer will again fix the work on that, and developer will fix the defect, and if it is truly fixed, it will be closed. If the developer has not truly fixed, immediately the test engineer put the status as reopen. So it is a cycle, it will happen, right? So it will happen from the defect, from the new defect to the defect closing. Suppose test engineers has found a new defect and it has assigned to the particular developer, and developer has checked this defect, and it is a duplicate. Duplicate means already test engineers, 2 or 3 test engineers already raised this defect earlier. Already 2 or 3 test engineers has worked on the same functionality. Suppose think that it is a login functionality. So all the team might have worked. So 2-3 team members might have already worked. So immediately developer will put the status as duplicate. Right? Developer will put the status as duplicate. And the developer is working on this defect, and developer will reject the defect. Why the developer will reject the defect? That might be the tester's error. Because tester is a human being, right? Tester might have done a wrong, right? Mistake. So that it might be a reject. And one more reason is documents has developed in the development side. Documents has updated in a new functionality related to that. Development side, the document has updated, but the testing side, the document has not updated. So test engineers are thinking that it is a defect, but developers are saying that that is not a defect. So test engineers will reject the defect. 2 things. One might be the tester's error. The second thing might be document might have updated to the developer side, but test engineers are thinking that it is a defect, because test engineers, the document might not develop in the test engineer side. And if it is a duplicate, then it will be closed. If it is a reject, it is also closed. And one more thing is, developer is working on this defect and he will put the status as deferred. Deferred means the developer wanted to fix the defect in the next release, next build. Developer wanted to fix the defect in the next build, or developer has find the defects in the final minute of the build release to the testing team, and it is a minor issue, no need to fix this now, and the developers wanted to fix this defect in the later. So the developer put the status as deferred. Deferred means postpone means next release. They will definitely fix that, but it will be in the next release, right? So this is the bug life cycle. Again I am speaking, this is a 100% interview question. In the process of defect finding to the closing, the defect goes several stages. Those are called bug life cycle. Those are called new. Whenever the new defect has come, the test engineer will put the status as new, and the development lead will assign that defect to the particular developer, and particular developer will, if it is truly a defect, then the developer will open the defect, and immediately the developer will fix the defect. After developer has fixed the defect, again test engineers will retest the defect, and if it is truly developer has fixed, the defect will be closed. While testers are testing this defect, if the defect has not fixed by the developer correctly, then it will be in the reopen. Reopen means again life cycle will be happening, right? Until close the defect. And the another one is duplicate. Duplicate means already test engineers, the developers is working on this defect. Developer is working, but the developer has 2-3 test engineers already raised this defect. So due to that reason, developer has put the status as duplicate. And reject means test engineers has not tested properly. So developer has rejected that defect. And one more thing is, developer side the document has updated. So developer side it is correct. Test engineer side the document has not updated. So test engineers are thinking that it is a defect and they are raising, but developers are saying that is not a defect and they are rejecting. Once it is a duplicate, it will be closed, and when it is a reject, it will be closed. And one more thing is that developers are working on the defect and developers are put the status as deferred. Deferred means postpone. Developer will fix this defect, but it will be in the next release. They wanted to fix this in the next build. So they will put the status as deferred. Bug life cycle is an 100% interview question.